Hello, happy Wednesday. You are on the Heart of Success show, and I'm your host, Larissa Vakulina. I go live every Wednesday at 2 p.m. South Australian time, and this is my 51st episode. So, on this show, I'm sharing with you tips, tools, methods, knowledge, and experiences how you too can create a successful life in all areas of your existence. Because uh, conventionally, the definition of success is so limited and basically defined as a creation of wealth, creation of the securities, and basically we kind of run after that success and we forget what is really valuable in our life, what is really bring us connection, happiness, joyfulness, fulfillment. So yes, today I decided to talk to you about the mirror effect, which is a method and a tool that I have created to take people and show them how the everything that we create outside of us is a full reflection of our inner state. So it works like a mirror effect of letting us know basically everything that is not created by us in the form of the harmony, or we experience conflict or pain, some suffering, some kind of doubts and fear. So we know that this mirror and outside level of these inharmonious feelings showing us that there's something is missing within ourselves. So in a nutshell, so the mirror effect is a tool to see and realize and accept that outside reality is our guidance. Basically, it's guide us to look within and start to change and transform these pieces of ourselves that are still keep creating conflict, pain, suffering, and in harmony, right? So, hello, MJ. Thank you for being here. I'm so grateful for your support. So, um, what I mean by this is that, I just would like to explain for you in a very foundational way. Because when we grow up, when we are children, we are so impressible. Like we malleable, soft substance of this feelings and emotions that any kind of a wound, trauma, or pain or suffering is leaving a big imprint on our psyche. And then because as a children we cannot really process emotional pain, we cannot cope with that pain. What we do, we internalize that pain and we basically put it at the back of our unconscious level, and we try to forget this experience, thinking, well, back when we're 3 or 2 or 1 year old, we're not thinking, we simply having this survival mechanism which allow us to actually survive all of these very severe wounded experiences or severe experiences of pain, disconnection, separation, lack of love, and that's how we survive it. But then when we grow up, we still thinking that we kind of have that conscious knowing and conscious understanding, and all this material that we sometime back when we've been children put it at the back of our unconscious level is still affecting our current life. So this is really in the basic terms, in like foundational piece, to understand that everything that we some time ago froze in our unconscious level is affecting our current life dramatically. So basically, it is sitting there and it is attracting experiences in our life that will trigger this particular frozen material that will be then expressed by us through automatic defensive mechanism or through kind of protective mechanism, thinking that we have to protect ourselves because we feel inadequate, we feel not loved, we feel kind of, we feel that we are not good enough, and we try to prove ourselves to the outside world, and all of these creations that we create in the form of the pain, right? So we need to start to understand that within ourselves, all of these past experiences of the child, we put it behind us. That's why we cannot see it, because when we look forward, we cannot see what is in the past. These past experiences are sitting in our energy consciousness system in the form of the blocked material. This is basically is sitting there and affecting every decision and every intention in our life. So consciously, we want be healthy, happy, we want have joy and fulfillment in our life, but really unconscious blocked material from our childhood is keep affecting our lives in a very, very strong, direct, and dramatic way. So we need to start to use this as a mirror effect. So basically, any creation that is outside of your peace, outside of acceptance, outside of the harmony, outside of the joyfulness, fulfillment, it is an indication that your outside mirror is telling you, go within yourself and start to heal the places that actually creating your reality. It is really, really clear in the area of the relationships. So when we in a relationship, and when we feel that there is trigger from someone, or someone is really kind of make us feel angry, or it makes us feel, they make us feel out of our center, we know exactly that they are reflecting our peace within ourselves that we need to look at. So it's nothing to do with these people, because they are living their own life. It's our own perception and attitude from that piece of the wounded part, or from the piece of that trauma, the disconnection that we experienced some time back when we've been children. And it is now coming up constantly, creating vicious healing cycles. And if we not healed it at some moment with one relationship or the other, we carry it through all our relationships until we actually get it, until we learn it, until we go and focus within ourselves and start to really find these pieces. So when I'm saying to you that our shadow, our unresolved blocks and our unhealed places are always behind us, and our front vision cannot see it, but we always can see it through the other, because the other is always in the front of us, and we can see the other, and we can see if their relationship is in harmony, in love, in respect, in understanding. Well, then we know towards that particular person, we have completely polished our mirror. We have completely reached unity within ourselves. But again, we go through the process, and not to all people we feel the same way as loving, in unity and in harmony. Some people keep triggering us. Well, this is keep telling us that the mirror need to be polished, because that's again reflecting back to us that there's still places within ourselves that needs to be that need to be paid attention to, need to be go and need to be processed. So I kind of identified three stages of growth, individually and collectively. So we basically have this outside mirror as for us individually and for collectively. Look at what we created. If we're looking at the mirror of what's happening right now on a global level, do we see that this is complete separation? This is complete fear. This is complete confusion. This is something that we cannot even name. And that mess is actually reflected outside. So this mess, exact mess, is within ourselves. And we, as a growing species, we need to start one by one, individually, personally, start to really polish that mirrors for ourselves. So this the mirror effect is in my program that I created. This is a six-week program. In the first module that named under the umbrella of awareness, I have about 4 lessons, and one of them is a mirror effect. So this is really deeply describe and show how we can use that mirror effect to actually, purify ourselves, how we can do our own personal process so that we can start to polish that mirror, so that everything we create outside of us will be full reflection of purified state and united state within ourselves. First, of course, individually. We have to clean up our house first. We cannot demand or tell or blame and say, all of you guys creating it. Start with yourself. And this is really the beginning point. This is the foundation. We have to start with ourselves. I would like to share with you, let me see, this is the link I'm sharing here with you, which can bring you to my workshop first, but then it will bring you to the a portion of describing my program. The mirror effect, only one lesson of this program. There's many other lessons, but again, if we change this world, if we would like to create a better world, the mirror effect is a very powerful tool to help us see and guide us what we are creating. So I just mentioned I thought about 3 stages of the growth for people, and that's what I observe everywhere right now, because there's different levels of understanding, and people are occupying a different level of consciousness or different sphere of the energy consciousness. So the first sphere is the one that is farthest from the reality. So this type of consciousness and this type of people who are actually living from that level of consciousness, they believe that life happening for them. It's like the life is totally disconnected from them, and they feel like everything that they create and have in their life, the events that happening in their lives, is a total chance. It just like it's a chance, and it's luck or misfortune. So basically there's no connection at all with how and what they do and make and decide to the outside result, right? So this is the first fundamental and very disconnected consciousness that people live in. And this is really a lot of people right now in that state of development and in that state of growth. So the second one is a much more advanced and much more developed state. In that state, people know that for them it's relatively easy to connect the outer event that happened to them to the inner attitude. inner attitude or the mindset, right? They know that if this result happen, it is for some reason connected. Well, it is really connected to my attitude, to my mood, to my mindset, right? It's quite easy for people to understand that, and they have awareness of why it's happening. But at this stage, it's still somehow people cannot fully create the positive outcome, right? There's still some kind of they still keep producing some negative experiences in their life, even though they have full understanding that the outer result is a full reflection of their inner state. And a third and very, very advanced level of development and growth is when people know exactly that everything that they produce connected to their inner state. And they also, know that they need to be minute by minute making that choice, because they have this full awareness of how their attitude, the mindset, the mood is affecting what they're creating. They basically in constant guideship of what's really happening inside of them. But at this stage is still some clouds remaining, and sometimes the fluctuated moods and things still eventually sometimes create some negative experience. So it's a matter of that fluctuations and catching yourself up on the level of where you can fully and clearly see, okay, my attitude towards that particular creation was either, some kind of fear, some kind of doubt, some, rejection, some kind of, self-judgment. All of these things are basically clear to you, but you still have not developed a very smooth and strong tools to quickly shift yourself into that absolute knowing that you are creator of your life, that you creator of your event, outside events. And so basically this is really in the fundamental knowledge is what I'm trying to say to you. There's also a stage 4, which is already an enlightened state of absolutely highly advanced and highly conscious people. There's not many at this stage on this planet. I mean, many, but not many in comparison of the number of people. But there's people that are absolutely aware of their power of creation and how their attitudes, mindsets, and moods creating the reality. So they are absolutely aware of how they can purify their effortless intention, and the creation for them is a continuous flowing event of expression of their creativity, right? It's like that creative impulse is absolutely unobstructed, flowing through them, and they creating constantly the result that they intend and want, right? So I just shared with you all of this different stages, and the mirror effect is a very powerful tool that can help us to create knowing and awareness first, of course, within ourselves, and that inner knowing, that inner purifying and clarifying and healing these places that are constantly affecting our life from our past. So the past experiences are constantly affecting our current creations. And I invite each and everyone to start to really look at the traumas, the wounds, the forgotten painful experiences. And that's why we as a children, we put it into unconscious. We don't even want to remember, but they all there and they all creating our reality. Otherwise, if we would just consciously know that, we would have already changed it, everything, and we would have created absolutely harmonious and peaceful reality that we all are now participants are, right? So the mirror effect show us we have to start to utilize that mirror effect and really see how that collective and individual mirror is guiding us towards first change our inner world. When we change our inner world, well, then the outer world will be starting to change automatically, because your creative impulse and your power to create and relate to that outside world will be unobstructed from the place of the pure unconditional love, understanding, respect. And that's really we all looking for. But again, so many people only have this lip service of this very grand concepts, and all of this wording is everywhere on many, many podcast shows, books everywhere. But really, are we going in? Are we really doing our personal process every minute of our life? If we feel in pain, every second of our life, if we feel out of balance, are we looking back to ourselves and seeing this is the reflection and this is my mirror in front of me? How can I take that material back within myself and start to unravel that and see how I can heal? And there's many different ways of healing. And we all need healing. The whole humanity right now is re-traumatizing and constantly continuing to be traumatized. So, and it starts with each and everyone. I invite you to look at your own life and see in each area, in which area you feel in pain, in which area of your life you feel suffering, in which area of your life you feel not satisfied, not fulfilled. Then you look in that area, and I am guaranteeing you, in that particular area, if you look outside to the people that involved with you in that area, they reflect to you exactly what you need to see, because they are our mirrors. And this is the amazing tool, and this is the amazing way of start to look at ourselves without judgment, without any punishment, without all of these negative thoughts about the self, but using this as a healing tool, right? So if anyone wants to have clarity about it, or if anyone wants to learn about mirror effect, I invite you to consider and contemplate within yourself if you would like to go through that road and start to equip yourself with a very powerful tool of looking back at yourself and purifying and polishing that mirror and making your life absolutely amazing adventure despite of everything that happening outside of you. If you do that, you will be centered, you will be grounded, you will be feeling in control of your own life. You will start to feel sovereign because you taking responsibility to keep polishing your mirror, right? Thank you so much. And thank you, friends, for being here. Tatiana, true, some parents have a lot of answer for this. Well, again, parents are parents. Parents do always best for children at that given time. We cannot blame parents. So we are now adults by ourselves, and we need to take responsibility for this wounded place that possibly been created with the help of the parents. So we cannot really keep blaming anyone, including our family dynamics, because the family is actually the school, and most of the families have severe schooling for each of us, and that's really is created that way so that we can start with our families. Because where do we start? Where do we start to see that mirror? We start with loved ones. So the family is always a ground where we can exercise that, that unconditional love. If we cannot love our loved ones, well, how can we then love everyone around? How can we love the whole humanity? So, yes, sovereignty means personal responsibility, and it is related to all these deep, hidden, unconscious places that are still keep playing a role in our life. So we are, each of us need to do that. And this is called healing cycles. Every time we feel triggered, every time we feel reactive, every time we feel out of balance, or in some sort of threatened or perceived as a threat, or perceiving as a threatening, we have to go back to ourselves and do our personal process and take responsibility for that part. So when I'm talking about that, there's a lot of talk about it, there's a lot of lip service about it, there's a lot, and a lot of people, and all of these topics I'm hearing and observing, the wording told exactly what I'm telling you. But everything is energy. Energy is consciousness. We can speak these words from the place of unity, compassion, love, understanding, or we can tell exactly the same words from that energy of the blame, demand, frustration, resentment, right? So we can speak the same words, but what is the foundation of the energy behind the words? That's what really is important, because that reflects the intention. And if we speak from demand, from resentment, from anger, well, then we know everything that in the front of us and we reacting to it show us as a mirror. We have to go back and start to work with these pieces, right? So, MJ, as adults, we are product of our expectations. That too, of course, expectations. We have our own expectations. Sometimes we create so many expectations that we're not even capable of achieving. It is because we constantly want to prove ourselves. We want to be good. We want to be admired. We want to be loved. Out of that longing, we create and we put on ourselves unreachable expectations. And of course, we always think that other people are expect from us to be in a certain way. But really, you know what? Other people is not your business, and other people opinion is also not really your business. Your business is how you have attitude to yourself. And when you have that very, very harmonious, loving attitude, respectful, and very, very compassionate attitude to yourself, well, then you don't need to have other people proving that you're good, that the expectations are automatically will be dropped. So I would like to thank you for all being here and support me in this episode. And yes, I just would like to invite you to look at the mirrors, your personal mirror, your collective mirror, and then start from there. This is powerful tool to be able to understand where are you at right now. And this is not because it's a process. It's not like we need to do it from that place of impatience or anger or whatever. This is the invitation to start healing process, individual and collective. So thank you, my friends. I love you very much. And I'll see you next Wednesday at 2 p.m. South Australian time. And with some other important topics that we all need to start to have understanding and start to implement in our lives so that we can create much better world.